This is gonna be your three-way hip stretch. I'm gonna start off in a half kneeling position. So you can see here, I have my shin grounded, my knees grounded, the top of my foot is grounded, my front shin's relatively vertical, and I have a nice engaged foot. I'm really paying attention to my big toe here. When I go and glide into my direction, I wanna make sure the foot stays flat the entire time. I don't want to cheat myself and let the heel come up thinking I'm getting into a deeper range of motion, but that is a workaround for ankle mobility. So we wanna make sure we're addressing joint mobility, not just the knee, not just the hip, but also the ankle and the foot. So big toe awareness, good foot engagement, shin is vertical. As I glide forward, control the entire range of motion. Now, this is one direction we're going, but we got three. This is a three-way hip stretch. So I'm gonna show you here from a front angle. We got the front glide. We're gonna change this front shin to about a 45-degree angle, and we're gonna go into a 45-degree glide. And then we wanna go to as close to a 90 as possible here, and then glide in that direction. 3 glides in each direction is gonna account for 1 rep. The actual technique of the glide here. When I glide, I wanna be mindful of a couple things. A lot of people, what they do is they compensate through the rib cage and the lumbar, and then they think they're gliding, but really what they're doing is they're extending through the lumbar. So you want to think of it from the crown of your head all the way to your hips as one unit, and you want to pull that through all at the same time. Simultaneously, what you don't want to do is you don't want to go into an excessive anterior tilt and then again compress the lumbar. So think of it like you have a tail, tuck that tail between your thighs, which is going to create a posterior pelvic tilt, and then you're gliding through all as one unit. You're going to really feel a stretch on that back leg, which that's honestly the emphasis here. From a front angle here, front glide, shin is relatively vertical, knee's going to track in direction of that second and third toe, and then as I glide forward, I want to think about, again, bringing myself together as one unit with that posterior tilt, where I'm going to feel a good stretch on that quad of my down knee. I'm going to hold for a few seconds and then back out. Nice and easy cadence here. Make sure our feet are about hip width apart. So we don't want to be in line. That's going to make it a lot more challenging for balance here. Nice stable foundation. Glide forward, feel the stretch on the quad. It's going to be 3 glides in this direction. And then I'm going to get this knee, bring it out to about a 45. From this position, I want to think as if I have headlights on each hip. 1, 1. I don't want to change those headlights in that direction. So hips are going to stay facing forward, but that knee glides still in that direction of that second and third toe. Now, if we think about the direction and the vector of pull, I'm getting more into that adductor. Whereas when I was front on, I'm getting more quad. Now as I go out here, I'm starting to get into more of that groiny territory. So again, foot stays flat, knee tracks in that direction of that second and third toe, torso stays nice and upright. I can use this outside hand to lever myself a little bit, but I don't want to, again, compensate into a bad hip position. Hold for a few seconds, 3 glides in each direction. And then third position here, we're gonna get that leg as close to a 90 as we can possible. A lot of people, maybe they don't have that range of motion, so what they end up doing is they compensate or they end up making themselves in sort of a funky way, twist, rotate, whatever the case might be. So you can go front, 45, as close to a 90 as you can. From there, you wanna think about actively rotating the thigh outward, which is gonna lock the hip in place, headlights on the hips, torso's facing forward nice and tall, and now we wanna think about shimmying ourselves through a tight, narrow alleyway. I'm gonna glide forward. This is a pure groin stretch. You're gonna feel that adductor really start talking to you. Hold for a few seconds and then back off. If I'm syncing all of this with the breath, I'm taking that breath in when I'm nice and tall, and then exhale as I glide. Relaxing the shoulders, and come back, inhale, and exhale and glide. I'll feel it in my groin, maybe I even feel it on the outside of my hip. And that's gonna be your 3-way hip stretch.